Namaskar. Planning and preparation. Two beautiful words we as human beings always needed in our day-to-day life. Our parents have planned about us before this human body, even before our soul. Our ancestors thought that we need to have certain paraphernalias known as sanskars, which this human life should go through. So they have started known as the first sanskar, that is Sanskar or Garbhadhan sanskar, and then after finishing all the 15 sanskars, Antyeshti sanskar, that is the Antim sanskar, is our 16th sanskar of a human life. Always we know this mind is always wandering from here to there. Nature is only like that. So our ancestors, they thought that our mind is having 16 dimensions. And if our mind will perform in 16 dimensions, then this human life has the opportunity to prepare our soul to meet the Supreme Soul. Now, this mind, if it can work properly in different dimensions, then we have already made a video that how a small child can work on the different dimensions of different numbers available in this in our education system. As we know, whenever we have come across different numbers, because in future number 1 or number 2 or up to number 100, different numbers, we are using it in an arithmetic equations, maybe plus, minus, into, division. But in order to understand what this number is, we have already made a video. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a very big mantra known as Mahamantra, that is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This Mahamantra also have 16 words, and everybody will ask you to chant 16 malas for this Mahamantra. So every time our ancient India, they have always tried that we should make the maximum utilization of this mind, but with controlled senses and controlled dimensions. So they have discovered that this mind works in a very good form when we explore the 16 dimensions of the mind. Is that why we have 16 sanskars? We have 16 dimensions in our mind. Our Mahamantra have 16 words. Our Mahamantra, they will ask us to recite for 16 times. And as we know, we are in a technology world. If we will open more tabs in one window, then it all depends on the size of the memory and also the processing speed of the processor. So that's why our ancient sages, our ancient rishis, they have seen the potential of this human brain, human mind, and they have discovered that if we can explore the 16 dimensions of our mind, then definitely we can achieve an opportunity for our soul to meet the Supreme Soul, which is an opportunity for this human body, that if this human body we need to explore, then definitely we can explore our mind, our man in 16 dimensions. Is that why they have discovered that this human life up to from before our birth, there is a planning by our parents till when we are died or when we are dead, at that time, after we have left this body, then also there is one sanskar. That means we are tied up with our upper hierarchy and with our down hierarchy. Now, hierarchy may be a family member or a society member or within our friend circle, but our life is always dependent on one level up hierarchy and one level down hierarchy. Always we have seen that when we want to achieve a good life, then we need to have unity within the community of our living. So that's why we will see that how our ancestors thought that if we want to bring peace, happiness within this human life, then this human body planning should start before birth. Even the soul has entered to the womb, which is known as Garbhadhan sanskar. We can take it as a metaphor that how a farmer always sow the seed depending upon the season, depending upon the astral combinations of the weather, then only that particular kind of seed a farmer sow in the land. Similarly, our parents, looking to the astral combinations of this universe, they plan for the Garbhadhan sanskar. That means they are ready to receive the soul into the mother's womb. The mother always ready to give her womb, that is her garbha, as a daan to a child for 9 months, so that the child can prepare herself or himself, so that the child can take birth in this human life. So always our ancestors have never deprived their life from the plants, pet animals, and they have always tried to gain knowledge what is happening in the ambience and what is happening inside this human body, because inside this human body, whatever circulatory system, whatever mechanism we have, that is being provided by the Almighty, and whatever is happening in our ambience, that is being provided by the Mahapanchabhuta, that is our 5 natural elements. As we know, already we have discussed in one of our video that our human life always have 5 ashrams, that is Balyakal, Gurukulas, Grihastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, and then Sannyas. So whenever one couple or one human life is thinking that yes, I want to enter into Grihastha ashram, then they take a vow that it is our responsibility to bring a healthy human life to this earth, where the child will bring wisdom, intelligence, knowledge for the society, and at the same time the child will work upon his or her intellectual intelligence, so that the child can achieve to the Supreme Lord. So if anybody is thinking that no, I don't want to go to Grihastha ashram, there was no compulsion from anybody. It was an individual decision after the Gurukula ashram. So once an individual decides, like रघुकुल रीत चली आ रही है, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए, that they were so much indulged with their own woes that once they have promised it, they cannot go back out of it. There is no worries. If you don't want to enter into Grihastha ashram, if you don't want to have children, you want to explore to cosmic intelligence, you can go ahead. But once you have entered to the Grihastha ashram, then it is the responsibility of that couple to bring healthy children to the society. And for that reason, how this Grihastha ashram can bring healthy children to the society, this all Garbha sanskars were being discovered by our Muni Rishis and ancient sages. Nowadays, our youngsters, they always ask a question that if Devaki Mata was having the knowledge that as soon as she will give birth to children, the cruel Kamsa will kill the child, then why she was planning for a children? The thing is that when the Akashvani happened, at that time Baba Vasudev and Mata Devaki was already married. So they have already taken a vow that they have entered to the Grihastha ashram, means they have to give a healthy child to the society, because as we know, when we have taken birth in this human earth, this human life is always indebted to three kinds of debts. Like first debt is our father. We have a debt with our father. It is not because of any gender biasm, but because of the gene structure of our male of the male of the society. Already we have made a video that how the gene structure is different. So one kind of debt which we have, that is with our father, because whatever is playing within us, it is having some percentage of genes from the 7 generations upper hierarchy. The second debt what we have with us is the debt of the knowledge. Now, knowledge is one thing which is having the encryption not only in our DNA but also in our soul. This also we have discussed in our last video. And the third debt what we have within this human life is the debt of this Mahapanchabhuta, the mother nature and the universe. So this human life, always our ancient sages have always advised people that once you have got this human life, try to get rid of these debts from your life. That these are the 3 debts every human beings have. So that's why when Baba Vasudev and Mata Devaki were already married and they have entered into Grihastha ashram, they cannot retrace back their steps that no, we don't want to have a child. So when they followed the Dharma, that is the principle of this human life, they went on accepting the pain of a child of being killed by cruel Kamsa, but at last Lord Krishna, our Kanha, came, and till today everybody is reciting the name of Mata Devaki and Baba Vasudev with so much of respect, love, and so much of love they have within, till everyone is loving them. So in our ancestors, our ancient rishis, they have never worried about that how much money we have, how much wealth we have in our banks or in our home. They have always thought that this name, because name is always given to a soul, not to a human body. So when a soul receives a name, that name should vibrate in this universe, till this universe is there with so much of love and respect, then that name will have so much of good effect for that soul, that the soul gets a chance for liberation. So that's why whenever a person dies, what we say that Mr. X has left us forever. The dead body, the body is in front of us, but what we say? We say Miss X or Mrs. X or Mr. X has already left for the heavenly abode. That means the soul has a name. This human body doesn't have a name. So when we know that we have to do good work and good deeds through Dharma, then only the name what our parents have given to us is going to reverberate with so much of frequency and resonance in this universe, which will give a very good opportunity for the soul to liberate. Jai Bharat.